Woo, doggy. We are live. We are large and in charge, and we are ready for some fun fantasy baseball talk tonight on this Thursday night on October 14th, 2021. Of course, you know me, D. Mendy, joined by the two handsome gentlemen that make this show what it is. That is, of course, Little Cheesecake and the Doc. Fellas, are you ready for a fun show tonight?
I was until you said the large and in charge. I don't know if that and baseball go together, but giddy up, I guess.
Yeah, giddy up, large and in charge. You know what we do here. Cheesecake, how you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling good. I'm ready to draft a winner right now.
All right. You're already teasing. You teased in the intro. You're teasing now what we're doing. So everybody knows who we have on the show if you read the description on the show. So I'm going to not tease this anymore and get to our guests right away here. With the playoffs going in full swing, we had to bring a big hitter. So we welcome in a man who is very rich, specifically $20,000 richer. He's a fantasy baseball member of the FSWA and host of the Draft Champions podcast on Rotoballer. He's a Blue Jays stan where he had his heart ripped out from him by the Washington Nationals on the last day of the regular season. Ladies and gentlemen, the man that waxes his competition in the DC 50s. It is Mr. Zach Waxman. What's going on, man?
What's up? Thanks for having me. Thanks for the intro. And thanks for the memo to wear a yellow shirt.
You know what? It's kind of interesting. I'm wearing neon. You're wearing yellow. Cheesecake's wearing some weird tie-dye. Well, this is a weird shirt show.
Who wears tie-dye shirts anymore? I guess Cheesecake does.
This is a Murphy's Bleachers, which is right across the street from Wrigley Field. This is the Jimmy Buffett concert shirt from Murphy's Bleachers. Sweet. Yeah.
It's very stylish. But I have to first start out with the $20,000 rich. I heard, so I have an insider. The insider is Mike Curlin, who told me that you're like, ask him about his 20,000, or you sold a card for $20,000, right? And which card was that you sold?
It was a Mantle rookie, actually.
Woo!
Sold it for $25,000, in fact, and I think I bought it years and years ago in the '90s for like $2,000. So I got it graded a 3, and then we sold it in an auction in Pennsylvania, actually. So that helped pay for some of the buy-ins that I bought in for this year in fantasy and in prior years.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say. And then we were talking a little bit before we started recording about the success you had this season with your fantasy baseball 2021. You were number 1 in at least the Doc's division in TGFBI. What'd you finish overall?
I don't know. Not super high, like 50s maybe.
Oh, you're putting all of us to. I was happy finishing 81, and then.
Well, that's not super like for winning your league. It's not like relative to the other people that placed first in their divisions. I don't think it was that high.
Well,
we just had so much competition in ours. Like our division was kind of stacked.
Our division was loaded, man. Bubba, Ryan, Bloomfield, I'm missing people. It was a tough one.
Carlos Marcano.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you also talked about. I'll let you talk about the other thing that you talked about that you actually won this. What did you win this past season?
You're referring to the online auction championship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about winning that, to be honest. That's something that I wanted to do. I wanted to, I started playing NFBC last year, 2020 short season. Did not have a good year. I'll blame it on the short season. That's my excuse. I don't know. Unlucky injuries, part of it. Shitty drafting, another part of it. But I really wanted to come out in 2021 and have a good season and just sort of get some respect as someone that's playing the high stakes. And I think by winning an overall like that, I hope I'm on my way there to achieving that goal.
Well, you have our respect at the very least. That's for sure.
What was your favorite auction buy of your draft this year?
That draft, I'm gonna go boring and say my best buy was Trey Turner. He was just so good. I spent up for him, but it was worth every penny. And then I think another Altuve Altuve was a guy coming off a bad season. I got him, I think, in that particular auction real cheap, like $12 or something like that.
Wow.
Nice.
So that was another good buy.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're going to win something like that, you definitely have to hit, and you definitely did. And Trey Turner being your first-round pick, I assume.
He stayed healthy. He stayed healthy this year.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's
he's my most expensive pick. There was no rounds because it was an auction, but Turner,
Yeah.
Turner and Altuve were some of them, and yeah.
That's awesome. And who is your number one pitcher on your staff?
I think I had Burns and Giolito. As I spent those are my two most expensive pitchers, and I also got, I think wasn't an expensive one, but I also got Freddie Peralta in that auction too. I think I bought him I overspent at the time $7, but he ended up being worth more than that.
That's awesome.
Freddie Peralta was one of the guys I really liked coming into the season.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, it was, again, things have to go the right for that to go as well as it did for you, and it did. Very happy for you. Hopefully now you take it easy on us when we get into what we're doing today. And that's our 2022 two-round mock draft. It's too early, we know. The playoffs are obviously in full swing here, but we're starved for content. So we need to make sure.
It's not too early. I'm already on my second real draft of the year. I got a sickness.
You're a degenerate, and I love it.
Yeah,
I'm addicted to gambling, I guess. I don't know. Is that I'll admit it on the Triple Play Fantasy Podcast. I'm admitting it. Finally, I've never admitted this before. I'm addicted to gambling. Maybe I don't know. Like, is this like this involves some skill? So it's not like I'm some old lady playing the slot machines.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is you're addicted, but you're making money, which makes it now a hobby, which makes it okay.
Right. Last year I lost money, so that was not good. But this year,
we look at it overall like the stock market. Like you're overall up. So
okay, yeah, no, I'm for that. So you're feeding my addiction right now.
I love it.
I like
It's
you
an
guys. I like you
enabler.
guys.
I'm the oxygen to your fire, baby.
All right, let's go.
Anytime gambling's brought up on this show, Doc automatically, he could be on his phone, he could be on another tab on his computer.
Ears perk up.
Yeah, he perks up. He's ready to go.
You got money in the games tonight? The football and the baseball games?
No, I might live bet it. I wanted to do a first touchdown prop bet tonight, but I'm staying away.
I should have done. I know this is the one thing I'll say football related. I had Donald Parham as my captain in DFS a few weeks ago, and I would have picked him as a first touchdown prop bet if I had even thought about doing that. And it was apparently a 40-1 payout too. So I would have, 25 to win $1,000. I would have definitely done that. And it hurt when I didn't actually do it. But I do a lot of DFS. So that's like my gambling. But anyway,
DFS is fun. Yeah.
It's addicting. But of course, DFS is one form of drafting. We're here to do the regular form of drafting, mock drafting. First 2 rounds if we were drafting in 2022. And we got 4 of us here.
I don't know. Anyone that knows me, they know I love mock drafts.
Knows that what?
What? I love mock drafts.
Oh, you love mock? That's what we're doing. We're gonna mock draft it up. We're mocking like it's 1999. We're mocking like it's going out of style. It's gonna be fun. Obviously, 12 teams. There'll be 4 of us, so we're gonna do 3 teams each. And if you are able to watch on the YouTube, I recommend you watch the YouTube because we're about to get really fun here. We're determining the draft order with the 100-yard rush. Now, Zach, have you ever done this before?
Virtually no.
All right, so we're going to do the 100-yard rush style where whoever gets to the finish line first makes the pick. So we're going to basically do the order as they finish here. That's going to be you'll stay with me. Basically, the first, however, between the 4 of us it finishes, that's how we're going to do the order for all 12.
You know you only have 8 people on there, David?
No, because I was trying to do 4, but you have to do a minimum of 6. So I basically put our regular names and then a nickname. And so basically if let's say Art finishes first and then Doc, your first guy finishes 4th, my first guy finishes 7th.
I'll just let you tell me which spots I'm picking.
Okay. That's the easy way to do it.
All right. How do we work this? Do we press space bar?
You guys always want me to shuffle it all or just go?
Once.
All right. Shuffled once. All right. No handicap.
Do you guys want to bet on who wins?
Feeding the addiction.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys would rig this. You're trying to.
You told me I didn't handicap it.
I want to see the names to see who I can bet.
We'll do
David. David, I think your normal David wins.
Okay, I'm going with Art.
Yeah.
So the cheesecake or Art?
I want the Art. I think Art wins.
I'm gonna go.
What are we betting? What are we betting on this?
That's a good question. I'm gonna go with the wax figure.
All right.
We're gonna bet. You gotta tweet out something embarrassing. and not put any context to it.
Okay, so the other person gets to say what the other person has to tweet.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right, this is going to be interesting. All right, you
All
guys
right.
ready?
Yeah.
All right, come on, David. This is the first time I've ever rooted for you in anything. Come on.
Oh, here they go. Again, if you're on the YouTube version, this is where you get to watch this draft order unfold live. Oh my God, look at Art with that.
Let's go. Oh,
David,
Art.
why are you so slow? Oh my gosh, I'm definitely losing.
Well, I'm killing it.
My wax figure is. Oh, my wax figure.
Oh. Yep.
I don't.
Oh
know.
wait, David, you came in third. Oh wait, you
I don't
came in
remember who
fourth.
picked two. No, Eric, Doc, you came in third.
Art.
No, I picked David.
This is bullshit. Art. Art's
Oh God, that was embarrassing. Okay,
Art screwed me.
look
All
at
right.
that. It even turns out the draft order is perfect. It's going to be
So who has
Zach.
to tweet out something bad, or not bad, but like
None of us. We got it all wrong.
Okay.
No, David has to tweet. I thought the last place.
No, we were
Nah,
saying finishes first.
If we got it, then the other people did.
Yeah, we're all out of that. But look at that. The draft order turns out perfect. It's Zach first, then Cheesecake, and then Doc, and then me. And it came out perfectly just like that. So how that's going to work, we're going to do 1 through 4, and then we'll repeat for 5 through 8, and we'll repeat for 9 through 12. All right?
Okay. And then backwards. All right.
Exactly. So whatever
all
you're
right.
using to write down your picks, I'm going to probably on my phone pad, just so we don't repeat. I'll make sure I have all the picks. So that way.
This is Roto, right? That we're drafting.
Yeah, 5x5 Roto. Thanks for clearing that up. Most common form right now. Zach, you have the first pick for 2022 Roto. Are you going with your guy, Trey Turner, or are you going in a different direction?
I'll think about this because we did a mock draft earlier in a couple weeks ago with Matt Williams, and I had the first overall pick in that as well, and I went with Garrett Cole. So am I gonna waffle on this and go with somebody other than Garrett Cole here? That was a 12-person league. This is also a 12-person league because we're multiplying each other by 3, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Garrett Cole is your number 1 pitcher for next year, really?
Yeah.
You're not concerned. I got this off Simeone's him sipping coffee. Did you know that after the crackdown, Garrett Cole's ERA was 3.95? So I like that you're sticking with him, though.
Yeah, I think he's going to figure it out with the sticky stuff. Yeah, he's real close with Burns. I don't want to give away the rest of this. I'll just go with Trey Turner. I'm gonna mix it up. I've done some thinking, and I'm gonna go with Trey. Number 1.
Oh, there we go. Sticking with his guy. I like it. Obviously, it's a very safe pick. If he stays healthy in that Dodgers lineup, you know he's going to give you close to 30 steals. I think he finished with 28 or 29 this year, if I'm not mistaken. Or did he did actually a little over 30, didn't he? It was 28 homers he had to be short of the 30-30 season. I'm double checking right now, but
yeah, I'm not sure. That sounds it's around. It was really close to 30.
Yeah, so I mean he's close to a 30-30 as you can get. He had 32 steals, 28 homers. So yeah, 30. I mean, he's money. Obviously, if he's healthy, this is an amazing pick, which you have to assume health. And I think that's a great way to go at number 1. And I think you're going to see that a lot. I've heard actually a lot of people talk about taking him 1 this year in Roto formats. So let's go next with Cheesecake, who now is the second pick. Trey Turner.
I thought I had the second pick.
Did you? I'm already.
No, it's me.
That's what I thought.
It's me, and then you, and then David. Second pick. Okay. I'm going to go with Shohei Ohtani for the second pick, and I'm just going to assume that I can manage him really well and get some pitching luck out of him too.
Shohei Ohtani. All right. So I knew you obviously assume he's going to be a first-round pick in most leagues. Now, Zach, in your personal opinion, would you take him as high as 2, or are you looking towards closer to maybe the back end of the first?
Yeah, no, I'm not taking Ohtani at the second pick. Yeah, more back end. I don't know. Ohtani he's probably one of the guys I'm probably going to stay clear of next year just because of like his second half and just like his batted ball data. Just like he's a 250 hitter, probably like basically a 250 hitter, but he's going to get you a lot of home runs, stolen bases. Yeah, so I think in the position that he plays, like in the NFBC leagues, you're not going to play him as a pitcher. You're basically going to play him as a hitter every week, and he's going to take up that utility spot. So, no, he's more back half of first for me, I guess. Like, if that,
Yeah, I mean, obviously you talk about his second half, and he tailed off, and that's the thing that I think scares me as well, is that this was his career season, and you're buying on what you saw, and maybe not potentially what is going to be there. Obviously,
And do you even think he pitches all of 2021? Like, I think it's so interesting. The Angels are like, yeah, we're going to limit his workload. And then 5 days later, throws 8 innings. And I'm just like, why? You're already out of contention. Like, this is why you suck as an organization.
Yeah, the Angels are probably one of the worst organizations for managing their players. What's going on with Trout? He's got no
you know what's crazy? Remember when we compared Bryce Harper and we're like, okay, he's not going to be Mike Trout, but like 2 years later, you'd probably have Bryce Harper over Mike Trout just because of the availability, right?
Right. It's close, yeah. I don't know where to draft Trout this year.
We're going to find out in the matter of minutes.
Yeah. Anybody going to take him?
All right. Well, as I'm pulling this up, because for some reason on Baseball Savant, they show his pitching splits, but they didn't show his hitting splits. So I'm just looking up that Ohtani's hitting splits at the end of last year.
I think he was like a 220 hitter approximately the second half.
Yeah. So first half, 279 batting average. I'm on Fangraphs now. 279 batting average, 33 homers, 70 RBIs. Second half, he had 13 homers, 30 RBIs, hit 229. So obviously a huge, whether it's the home run derby, whether it's just that eventually the league caught up with him, whatever it is, that part does scare me a little bit. And but I get that with the pitching appeal too, Art. That's
the pitching appeal and the power speed combo, like the 40 home run power with that speed, it is special. I don't think there's anyone else who comes close to that sort of power speed combo. And it's sort of a, banking on the batting average, making a little bit of a comeback, or just I think hoping that he can beat that 250, maybe 260, 270 with that power speed. I think that's worth the second pick.
Fair
And
enough.
if you can get anything out of the pitching, that would be great too. But yeah, in NFBC, it would be hard to see him actually used as a pitcher, now that I think about it.
That's fair enough. Let's move to the third pick here. I promise they're all not going to be that long. And let's go to Doc. Who's the third pick off the board for you?
I mean, I got to go with my guy, Mookie Betts. I know he had a down year this year, the lowest batting average of his career, hitting 264. Still going to give you double-digit steals, 10 stolen bases in 122 games. Only 29 years old, hit 23 homers. And I just like taking guys in the first round or with my early picks that are in a good offense, give them more RBI and run opportunities. So, yeah, maybe he doesn't have that high ceiling that he used to, but barring injury, he's going to be a steady Eddie.
I mean, sometimes you take what the draft gives you, and when you dump this person on my lap,
Juan Soto.
I mean, no, not Juan Soto. If you dump this person on my lap, I mean, if Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to show up at my door, knock, ask for a bowl of cereal or something, I'm going to let him in.
No, you wouldn't give him a bowl of cereal because you ate 2 boxes today.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. The man had led the National League in home runs with 42, hit 25 stolen bases, and he didn't even reach 550 plate appearances. Obviously missed some time with injuries. He might not even been fully right this year. And the man is still putting up this type of numbers. It is unreal what he could do, obviously, in a full season if he didn't get hurt. You got to think if Trey Turner can go one season where he pretty much stays healthy, that Tatis could eventually have that for him as well. His K percentage was up a little bit this year than it was in the shortened 2020, but it was better than his rookie season. Walk percentages are up. Across the board, he's in the elite things for everything, like barrel percentages, exit velocities, max EV. His expected batting average is still pretty good, right around what he hit. I mean, goodness gracious, Fernando Tatis is obviously an MVP candidate every year. He's going to give you a ton of stolen bases, a ton of home runs. He's going to give you some batting average. I think him at the fourth pick, I'm happy. I'll take that all day, every day.
Yeah, I mean, if you like having a stress with your first round pick of a guy that's going to have his shoulder pop out every 2 weeks, sure.
Well,
so I got a question. What's the deal with that? Because it's been 2 weeks since the season's over, and we've heard nothing about Tatis. I was thinking about this today. Like, if he was going to have surgery, wouldn't you want to have it like ASAP? So you're going to have the best chance of being.
Do you feel like they go the rehab route first, like the rigor? I feel like with Tommy John, like we're like Tyler Glass now, like we're going to go rigorous rehab for his UCL, And then Tommy John is like last option. Like, I feel like you go with the rigorous rehab before any major surgery.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what he needs to have happen. But he seemed to be great for the rest of the year after he was injured, which was hugely surprising based on like watching that injury and watching him get re-injured. But I really don't know. I wanted to know more information, but I would have taken that. I would have taken him there for sure in this mock draft as well.
Yeah, perfect.
He's just too good.
Exactly. And now it's back to you, Zach. So I guess I sniped your second team.
You did. Oh, we're not even doing a snake. So I like both of my team. I'm getting a huge advantage here because I got.
We're gonna reverse it back when we go.
Yeah,
we're each picking 3 different teams.
Yeah,
right.
This is a new team.
I get it. Okay, but I get my first and fifth. I get first and fifth. Okay, I'll go with Garrett Cole. Take some pitching.
Still gets his guy. First pitcher off the board. I think it makes sense with DeGrom and the amount of injuries, question marks that come with him right now. Shane Bieber was obviously in this class before, and now you would expect he's going to take maybe a bump down to the second round. And I don't think anybody's bumping Corbin Burns up to this high yet, no matter what he did. I mean, maybe he's going as high as 5. Where did he go in your guys' mock that you did?
He went. Where did he go? 10th.
Yeah, I could see that more than in the top 5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but I think Garrett Cole is definitely the safest pick there. And I don't disagree. I also like taking pitchers early too. So I think that's a great call. Garrett Cole obviously did have his bumps in the road, but the strikeout percentages he still have were still pretty good. Obviously, you have to expect also they did this mid-season. And while he had obviously some bad starts, looked like that he was pitching a little bit better down the stretch if you take out the playoff game. So I think give him the full off season. I think he'll be back to what you would expect, or at least most of it. So I like the pick there. Cheesecake, let's go back to you now for the 6th pick. Who is this team taking?
I think I'm just going to go simple and go with someone who had a great season with Beau Bashet with the 6th pick.
Beau Bashet.
High batting average, high counting stats, and that power speed combo.
Beau Bashet, who is, I actually put this question on Twitter. Is he the number 1 Dynasty League player right now?
Pretty damn close.
Yeah, I think he's up there. Again,
some people don't agree with you, David.
No, not everybody agrees, and that's fine. He was number 2 on the Razzball player rater from last year. So, again, a great season. He's going to give you stolen bases. He's also close to a 30-30 guy in a full season. He's going to hit in arguably the best lineup in baseball. He can score a ton of runs. It's a good pick. I'm not going to ask this for every player, but where did he go in your mock that you did?
He went. It was not a mock. It's the draft.
That's right, the real one. Yes, yeah.
He went 6th.
So that's right in that perfect spot. So that's lines in right there. So good pick, Cheesecake. Doc, to you for 7.
I'm gonna go Jose Ramirez, a guy that has been very Jekyll and Hyde the past couple of years, but second half of 2020 and this past season has really just seemed to turn it on. A 266 or 268, 36, 104. And I look at that with, the Cleveland Guardians. He could be a trade candidate. You never know with this team if they're selling their best players like they just did with Lindor. So figure if he does get traded and he goes to a better offense, he's getting a huge bump.
Okay, I like it. And obviously, one of the best stolen base players in the game. Even if he moves to a better offense, he could have better chances if they do trade him. But he's a safe pick. He's someone in roto formats that's no doubt about a first rounder. I like the pick there, Doc. At 8, again, I'm taking value here. This was my draft, and I like Juan Soto here at the 8th spot.
That's a great pick at 8.
Someone who had an over 500 OBP in the second half of the season last year.
That's crazy.
He was getting on base more often than he wasn't. Like that's just a crazy stat to me. And he did that with a Nationals lineup that is not a great lineup. And, if they're not going to pitch to him, then he's not going to swing. And they had, I believe it was Nick Pollock that put up the graphic of how he doesn't swing at the high fastballs and just how much he takes those pitches consistently. So one of the best things is he knows his zone and he's not chasing anywhere that he's not comfortable swinging, and it's worked out really well for him. I think he's someone in this format. He's obviously a great batting average. I think he finished second in the National League in batting average behind Trey Turner. Didn't quite reach 30 home runs, but you would think in a normal season he's probably going to get there. And again, he's a very safe guy to have as a first-round pick, so I'm happy to get him there. Zach, back to you for number 9 for the last pick that you're making for a team in the first round.
All right, so we are going to go with, just because I feel like there's a lot of hitters that are good left, and I don't know if I would do this in a 15-team league, but I'm going to go with Corbin Burns.
Corbin Burns, okay. So this is, I think, like you kind of mentioned in your draft that you did, and I'm sure it will shake out that he's going to probably be one of those pitchers that's the end of the first, or someone takes as a back-to-back with at the last pick of the turn there. I think this is a good spot for him. Let me ask you this question. Going from his 2020 season to his 2021 year, did you have a lot of Corbin Burns, or was it one of those you got him in a few places, but you weren't fully in what you saw and you weren't ready to spend the 3rd to 4th round capital he was costing last year?
Oh, no, I had a shit ton of Corbin Burns. I think I took him in the middle of the 3rd in the main event. I bought him in a lot of the auctions I was in. Corbin Burns was one of my most owned players this year. I think one of my things this year was I felt that the innings caps or limits or transition from last year's short season was going to be overblown, and that's one of the things that worked out for me. There's a lot of things that didn't work out for me, but that's one of the things I felt that did work out for me this year.
It's perfect, and yeah, you nailed it. And he was going around similar guys. The only one that comes to my head, I know that was right in that range, was Kenta Maeda, and goodness gracious, look at that difference. That if you went Corbin Burns,
I was in 60 leagues this year. Guess how many Kenta Maeda shares I had?
1, 0.
Yeah. Zero.
That's awesome.
Big zero.
That's definitely I mean, when you can get someone in the same area of your draft as much as you did and avoid the other one that was just an absolute just dumpster fire for everybody, that's a process that you have hitting really well. And
but guess who I did have a lot of? Zach Plesac. So it cancels it out.
Oh,
he settled. His ADP was ridiculous.
Well, Blake Snell was also that area.
Yeah,
Glass now.
Yeah.
A lot of
Zach Gallen. There was a lot of pitchers. Yeah, right around there.
I've heard someone compare it like how in football it's running backs go hero RB, where you take your stud running back and then you draft a bunch of wide receivers and take one later on in like the 5th, 6th round. It kind of, if you did that with starting pitcher, it sounds like if there's a lot of landmines in that area where if you got your ace early on, and then you pretty much just got a bunch of hitters, and then you picked up like a Sandy Alcantara or, a
Gosman, Musgrove.
Gosman.
Yeah.
I know Phil Dussault, that was his guy, was Kevin Gosman. I think he even said that on an SP Streamer podcast. Like, that was a good winning strategy this year. So worked out real well. Cheesecake, who's your last pick in the first round here?
This team is going with Walker Buehler right here. Trying to get some of the top-end pitching talent.
All right. I dig it. Ace for the Dodgers, and pitched a lot of innings this year, which I don't think many people expected to start out the year with Dodgeritis, but injuries played a factor, and he's definitely worthy of the pick there. Doc, your pick.
I'm going to go the pitching route, and I'm going Shane Bieber. I know he only threw 96 innings this year, but that actually kind of encourages me a little bit that you don't have to worry about some fatigue next year. Had some really good outings this year. Had 44 strikeouts his first 4 games, so that upside you can't pass up on with the 11th pick.
All right, that's fair. That means that leaves me with.
We just went 3 pitchers in a row that last names begin with B. Burns, Buehler, Bieber.
That's pretty funny. So if this is me at the last pick here, this is a tough decision with those 3 pitchers going. I have to decide if I'm going to get one pitcher here, go double pitcher. I like going pocket aces usually if I'm in the back end. That's something I try to do. But I feel like if I don't get a pitcher that by the time it comes back to me, I'm really going to be struggling to find someone that I can trust that is the top of my staff here. I'm not ready to pay up a first-round price for Robbie Ray, obviously, who was obviously going to win the AL Cy Young.
Yep.
This is the part where I think I would get ballsy, and I would decide if I would pay up for either a Julio Urias or a Zach Wheeler with one of these picks, and then go position player.
No, you can't
Urias,
take Zach Wheeler. He's mine.
Julio Urias is coming off 20 wins. Zach Wheeler really looked like an ace this year for the Phillies and is for a great offense. Again, as things play out a little bit more, I don't know if I will necessarily do this then, but I'll probably at this point go Zach Wheeler and Vladimir Guerrero with my
Good
two picks.
Ooh.
And I'm happy. I was very big on the Vlad breakout last year.
Oh my gosh, David!
I'm not going on the whole spiel about it. I'm not going on the whole spiel about it.
Thank you.
But I'm not prepared to spend a top 5 pick on him. I am happy to take him late first, early second. So Zach Wheeler, Vlad Guerrero,
Nice.
get a solid pitcher, get a good bat, send it back over to Doc for your team here.
I'm gonna go Bryce Harper, the MVP of my home league. Somebody that hit over 300, really got hot at the end of the season. I think the second year into his contract year, there's a little bit less of a burden on him. 35 homers, 84 RBIs, 13 steals. He's a stud.
All right. I like the pick, and yeah, great value there. Close, might be in the running for the National League MVP too. So I like the pick. Him and Shane Bieber is a good pairing at the 11th pick. Cheesecake, your pick. You have Walker Buehler on this team.
It's a tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm trying to think. Because if I'm building this team,
Panic!
I might look and say that there's a guy who's a 5'2". Well, do I go with him?
Hey, Art, what was the last name of the Giants' second baseman? Joe what?
Joe
The
Panic.
Giants' second baseman
Oh!
is not Joe
distract him
Panic.
and let him
You
make his pick.
idiot. Okay.
The old Giants second baseman. Old Giants second baseman.
So there's too much. There's too much going on here. Let's see. Gosh, do I do? See, you said we have some time to think this over. There's no clock on this. I want to talk through my thinking, but then I think it's going to screw with me later. All right, I'm going to go safe here. I'm going to go safe and say Freddie Freeman's my next pick.
It's a good pick.
Because I feel like it checks a lot of boxes on starting your offense after Buehler.
I wish we auto-drafted Alberto Mondesi for you.
That'd be fantastic. All right, Zach, it's your pick. This is the Corbin Burns team.
This is the Corbin Burns team. I thought about going pocket aces here, but if this wasn't a mock draft right now, my pants would be down to my ankles right now. Before I selected this guy, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah,
That's good value.
this is.
I was wondering, when is he going to be back? Is he going to be back for the start of the season, you think?
I don't know, but like it picked 16.
That's fantastic value. I'm wondering where his ADP is going to. I'm assuming he'll probably be like in the back end of the first. At least at the beginning.
Well, it's an ACL in July. I haven't heard any updates on.
This is the last one I'm going to reference your draft for. Where did he go in your draft?
Let's look. He went pick 4.
What?
Wow.
He tore his
I don't
ACL in
think
July.
Until we get more information, I don't think he will go that high. I think that was an anomaly. But I think, like you guys are saying, back into first in these 15 teamers. So this is a 12 team. So that could have been about right. But maybe I was getting more excited than I should have.
No, I mean, I think this is good value from at this point for sure. And a 12 team, getting him close to the middle of the second round almost. Like, I think that's definitely right where I would value him now. I think that's a great pick. This is my next pick. It's the Juan Soto team. And I'm deciding between 2 players here. Do I want to go the pitcher or do I want to get another hitter? And I think I'm going to go the pitcher here. And I'm going to go Max Scherzer at this spot.
I hate you, David.
And him and Juan Soto, I think, is a good pairing here to have in the middle of the draft. You got an ace that you know is going to probably, as long as he's, I mean, he seems like one of those guys that just is going to keep having it. Like, you thought he was going to fall off this year. He ends up having one of his best years he's had in recent seasons. So
he had his best whip season ever.
Yeah. So Juan Soto, Max Scherzer, I'm happy with that. Back to you, Doc.
I can't believe I'm drafting this player. I really can't. Kyle Tucker.
On the Jose Ramirez team. So you're definitely
Yeah.
going. You're
You
getting
got
some.
a lot of speed and power there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like an all or nothing team. If they really all click to start out, like you're gonna have a lot of
Exactly.
but obviously,
I have my save team of Bieber and Harper, and then I have my wild card team of Joe Ram and Kyle Tucker, and then we'll see who I pair with Mookie.
all right, there you go. Cheesecake, Beau Bashet. Who's he going with?
Okay. So I think this team is going to go with Julio Urias as the second pick. Beau Bashet, Urias. Julio Urias.
All right, 20 games.
I saw Luis Arias.
Where do you guys remember a 20
Boy,
game
did you
winner?
guys see him?
And he's ridiculous this year.
Go ahead.
Has there ever been a 20 game winner that's been this disrespected as far as Cy Young voting? It feels like he's not even in the same ballpark.
Ian Kennedy.
Did he get 20 that year? I thought he got
Ian Kennedy had 21 wins that year and finished like 5th in Cy Young voting.
That's pretty wild. That's a good comeback.
That's crazy.
There. All right, Zach, your pick here with Garrett Cole.
I'm going to try a pocket aces team here. I'm going to take Brandon Woodruff.
Brandon Woodruff, nice pick. Garrett Cole and Brandon Woodruff, pocket aces at the top. Brandon Woodruff, the surprising number 2 now for the Milwaukee Brewers, is been very stable. He's obviously also looks like he's going to be one of the guys in leading in innings pitched every year. He's just he seems like he's a very safe pick there. Him and Garrett Cole at the top right there. I love it. My last pick here I have with Fernando Tatis Jr. And I think it's tough to pair with Fernando Tatis Jr. See, like, this is too early for me for Marcus Semien. I don't think I want to spend a second-round pick on him.
Not knowing where he's going to end up.
Yeah.
You think that's where he'll end up?
No, I'm not like what team he'll end up on.
That's a good question.
You don't know where he's going to be. If he's in Toronto, then you can make a case for it here. But I don't know. I think you can make a case for it anyways. But no.
This is the first time in the draft I'm actually really struggling and not having any idea where I want to go. So if I had this pick, if I'm here, as crazy as it sounds, I'm really chasing to have a category locked up. I think I'm going to go Starling Marte. Starling Marte, who just got over 40 steals this year. I'm not saying he's going to get that next year, but even if he gets 30 steals, him and Fernando Tatis, I might not have to worry about steals for the rest of my draft, and I can attack other things.
And they both get hurt, and then you're depleted at steals.
No, it's an all or nothing approach. That's like your other team there. Your Jose.
I love it. I love it. You have to do that sometimes.
Yeah. Again, I don't know if I would necessarily do that in the real draft, but for right now, I kind of think it's an interesting build. And to see kind of where his ADP settles in a little bit. He was 10th in the Razzball Player Rater last year. So someone I'm comfortable taking there for now, but we'll see how that changes there. Let's go back now to Eric, your last pick with Mookie Betts.
Lance Lynn, baby.
Lance Lynn, steady as they come. Mr.
Riding
Fast.
with my guy. Riding with my guy.
All right. I don't know if I would take him there, but I get it that you're riding with your dude.
It's a box, though.
Shohei Ohtani with?
Oh, this is a tough one. I think I'm going to go with Rafael Devers with this one. I was thinking of a lot of different directions, but Devers is my guy.
Him and Shohei Ohtani makes a strong pairing there at the top. And now we finish up with Trey Turner at the number 1 pick. Who's he getting paired with before? Obviously, the pick we're not going to make, but
I guess I have to save the show here and make sure that Mike Trout doesn't come out of the second.
Wow, good call.
I kind of forgot about Mike Trout.
I thought about him with the last pick.
I said I wouldn't take him in the
was
second round because I don't know what the hell's going on with his calves. He's got like the longest calf injury in the history of mankind. He's living with no there's no such thing as medical intervention. He's living in the 1700s. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. I said I professed that I wouldn't take Mike Trout in the second round. It's too early, but I don't know. I think it's different when he's staring you in the face at pick 24.
And you have Trey Turner and Mike Trout to start out your draft. That's pretty sick. I
I was looking at Cedric Mullins too, and Ozzie Albies.
I need to see it from Cedric for another year. I love him, but I need to see it.
Cedric went pick 30 in the draft that we've completed already. So he went it was a 15-teamer. So he was the last pick of the second.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
power speed, man. He's not gonna make it out of the third round in any of these drafts. I don't think.
No, he won't. Some interesting names. I'll be interested to see kind of where they start settling in. Like, where does Salvador Perez go? Is he a third round pick? Is he a fourth or fifth? I feel like a lot of drafts he'll go like that JTR where he used to go, right in like that third, fourth round. Especially him setting a record for home runs for catcher. You have someone like Robbie Ray. Where does his ADP settle in? A couple of guys that are just like, hey, is their price going to be so outrageous that I'm just not going to have any of them just because I don't buy that any type of value that they're going to be priced at. So, but I'm glad you picked Mike Trout because I would have kicked myself if I had forgotten about him. But saved the day. You did really save
What about DeGrom though? No one picked DeGrom.
Nah.
Yeah. I think he's third rounder.
Yeah.
I think third round. You take a chance. He was supposedly throwing off the mound at the end of the season.
But now in October, what do you do with him? Like, it's different like when you see him pitch in spring training and he's throwing 100 miles an hour again. I was talking to another high stakes player, the Guilds, yesterday, and he's saying like if he's throwing in spring, he's a first rounder. But the fact is, he's not.
And I guess for right now, like Trout and DeGrom, it's not like, they just had like one injury plague season. Like it's been 2 or 3 years where they've had nagging injuries add up where I feel like you have to factor that in their ADP.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll recap it real quick. 12-team mock draft, 2 rounds. Trey Turner, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Fernando Tatis Jr., Garrett Cole, Beau Bashet, Jose Ramirez, Juan Soto, Corbin Burns, Walker Buehler, Shane Bieber, Zach Wheeler. That team with Zach Wheeler then picked Vlad Guerrero, Bryce Harper, Freddie Freeman, Ronald Acuna, Max Scherzer, Kyle Tucker, Julio Urias, Brandon Woodruff, Starling Marte, Lance Lynn, Rafael Devers, and Mike Trout. There's your top 24 as of October 14th. Obviously, that's going to change a lot, but kind of just a dry run here at a 2-round mock draft. Went very swimmingly. It was a lot more organized than I thought it would be. Great analysis from everybody here. Let's move now to the next part of the show, and I don't have my soundboard hooked up. So, Eric, do you want to give us a sound as we transition to our question of the week?
Oh, yeah. Question of the week time.
I'm going to clip that. That's going to be our new clip as we go in there from now on.
I love it.
That would be awesome. Question of the week is sponsored by Monkey Knife Fight. Of course, Triple Play Fantasy is an affiliate to Monkey Knife Fight, the fastest growing sports betting site in the United States. New depositors receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100 using promo code Triple Play. So as Nike says, just do it. All right. Our question from Doc this week: which player in Major League Baseball can eat the most / has the biggest appetite? So, Zach, you're our guest. So question's going to you first. Who'd you pick?
I would pick probably the player that I think has the most raw talent in the major leagues. He may not be the best player, but I think he is the most talented player. I think he can do anything that he can set his mind to and be the best, and that is Shohei Ohtani. That's who I would take in the eating contest. He's a big dude too.
He's like 6'4", right?
At least, yeah, he's a beast. I think Ohtani would eat anyone under the table.
I couldn't be surprised. Yeah, he does a little bit of everything. He secretly can eat a lot. Who knows?
He can hit. He can eat.
I like it. That's not the route I thought this would go, but I totally respect the pick there. Doc, who are you going with?
Go to Cheesecake before me.
Okay, Cheesecake. Who are you going with?
So my instinct was to say Pablo Sandoval, but he got released by Cleveland after the trade. So
that was my initial one too.
Yeah, I'm going with Dan Vogelbach just because the man.
That was one of mine, but I'm glad I have a
pack it away.
I'm glad. That's why I wanted Cheesecake to go first because I had a couple.
Vogelbach's a good choice.
You could go Bryce Harper. If you followed his Instagram back in the day, he would literally just post food of whatever city he went to. But I actually looked this up statistically, and I'm going Alejandro Kirk. He has the highest BMI of any player in history. His BMI is 40.3. Bartolo Colon is second. So I'm going with the guy with the highest BMI.
I think you guys said all the.
He's a numbers guy. Like some people draft based on feel, but he's an analytics drafter when it comes to the
exactly.
I'm glad, Doc, we needed the analytics for that question there. I'm not going to
hardly provide them.
I'm not going to say anybody because I think you guys already said all the good ones. I am going to throw some old ones that could have been in there. How about Livan Hernandez?
CC Sabathia for sure.
CC Sabathia, Dimitri Young.
The
could have also thrown in obviously Pablo Sandoval, Prince Fielder, Sabathia, just a bunch of big guys from our past. Bobby Jenks, remember Bobby Jenks too?
Oh,
yeah.
Other guys that I think if they
David Wells.
Yeah, David Wells is a good one.
We said it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
What's his body mass index? Or actually, better question, what's his blood alcohol level?
Oh, wow.
I think we did that question one time where we were like, which player do you think can drink the most? I think we did that a while back. All right, great question of the week there from Doc. We're now going to go to our game of the week. Don't have the soundboard hooked up, so imagine there's a sound there. And Doc, what is the game we're playing?
All right, so the season is over. We did some drafts. We made our picks on certain people. Let's just see how close you followed statistics. So what I have is a category of each group. So for example, catcher, there's 4 players, and I'm going to give you a triple slash, the home runs and the RBIs, and you have to tell me which of the 4 players it is. So I have one for each position, then I have a starting pitcher, and then I have a relief pitcher. Sound good? So we're going to go David, Art, Zach, and then Art, Zach, David, etc. So the first for the catcher position, the triple slash is 263, 343, 439 with 17 homers and 73 RBIs. The choices are JT Realmuto, Yadi Molina, Will Smith, or Omar Narvaez. And David, we're starting with you.
Will Smith.
Okay. Art?
I think that's JTR.
Oh, the other Omar Narvaez, and who else? Who was the other choice?
Omar Narvaez, Will Smith, Yadi Molina, and JTR.
I'll go Narvaez. I know it's not Will Smith. Will Smith had more home runs than that.
All right. Well, Art's on the board, maybe because he's a JTR owner. That is his triple. That's his line. Very underwhelming for the number 1 catcher. All right. We're going to first base now, and Art's beginning with this. A triple slash of 261, 347, 476 with 27 homers and 88 RBIs. Your choices are Jared Walsh, Josh Bell, CJ Crone, or Eduardo Escobar. And all these people have eligibility, by the way. So I know Eduardo Escobar, third base, but does have first base eligibility.
Josh Bell.
Okay. Zach?
I'll go Crone.
And David?
Eduardo.
Art 2 for 2. It is Mr. Josh Bell.
Jeez.
All right. We go to second base, and Zach is starting. We have a triple slash of 254, 331, 449 with 23 homers and 86 RBIs. Your options are Jonathan India, Ty France, Ryan McMahon, or Jonathan Scope.
Scope.
David?
I'm going to go Ryan McMahon.
And Art?
I'm going to go with Scope as well.
David crawling back in. It is Ryan McMahon. I felt like you guys were going to say Scope. All right, so after 3, David got 2, or Art's got 2, David's got 1, Zach's got 0. Zach, let's see if we can get you on the board with this one. David, you are starting out the triple slash 256, 353, 387 with 13 homers and 64 RBIs. Your options, Yohan Moncada, Yandy Diaz, Alex Bregman, or Evan Longoria.
It's like Alex Bregman's supposed to be a trick question. Like it's
well, he spent time on the IL.
Yeah.
So.
What was the first name you said?
Yohan Moncada.
I'm gonna go Yohan Moncada.
All right, Art.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Longoria. No, I'm going to switch it up. Sorry. I'm going to say Moncada.
Oh, you
Okay.
copier.
And Zach?
Just repeat the OBP.
353.
Okay, so it's not Moncada. Moncada was like in the 380s. I'll go with Yandy Diaz.
You're on the board. It is Yandy Diaz. And David, for thinking Alex Bregman was a trick answer, he had 270, 355, 422 with 12 and 55. So kind of right in that range.
Oh, that's interesting. I knew he missed time. I didn't know his line was that, though.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. So we have 3 left, and we're starting with Art on this one. It's the shortstop position. The triple slash of 298, 373, 522. Your options are, or with 24 homers and 90 RBIs, your options are Brandon Crawford, Rake Cronenworth, Xander Bogaerts, or Dansby Swanson.
Crawford.
Okay. Zach?
Cronenworth.
David?
The answer is always Brandon Crawford.
The answer is Brandon Crawford.
When anytime Brandon Crawford's there, it's always Brandon Crawford.
Okay. All right. Well, Art with 3, David
wow.
with 2. Yeah. All right. The 6th one, outfield. And Art, Zach, we are starting with you on this. A triple slash of 253, 308, 497 with 33 homers and 89 RBIs. Your choices are Adolis Garcia, Avisail Garcia, Kyle Schwarber, or Ryan Mountcastle. And I'm telling you guys, everybody is in like the same kind of category or grouping.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, that 310 OBP is really low. Can you repeat the answers? Can you repeat the question? The options?
Yeah, Adolis Garcia, Avisail Garcia, Kyle Schwarber, or Ryan Mountcastle.
Mountcastle.
Okay. David?
A VCL.
And then Art.
It's Adolis. I think Avisail had a higher batting average. Schwarber had a higher OBP, and Mountcastle also had a higher batting average. I think it's Adolis. 300
OBP.
Well, Zach got it. It is Ryan Mountcastle. So go.
Are we all tied 2-2?
No,
I
Art
think
has
I
3.
almost said Adolis, but I knew I was looking at Adolis. I think was under 300 OBP.
Was he really that bad?
All right. So going into the final question, Art has 3. David and Zach each have 2. David, we're starting out with you, and it's a starting pitcher stat. So 12 wins, a 3.37 ERA, a 1.33 WHIP, and 163 innings pitched. Your options are Chris Flexen, Tyler Mahle, or Wade Miley.
Say the second one.
I'll go over the answers again. Chris Flexen, Kyle Gibson, Tyler Mahle.
He left me on I have no idea the fourth one again. How many did you say how many strikeouts they had?
No strikeouts, 12 wins, a 3.37 ERA, a 1.33 WHIP, and 163 innings pitched.
I think it's Wade Miley.
Okay. Art?
This is impossible.
I know when
strikeouts would be helpful.
Repeat them. I didn't hear it. The internet was cutting out for me during that. So
yeah.
After Art goes, I'll go over the answers again.
I got Flexen, Gibson, Mahle, and Miley.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to say Flexen. That might be bad. I'm going to say Flexen.
And then Zach.
I'm going to say Flexen too.
It's Wade Miley.
I knew it.
Yeah. David knows I'll never take a chance or never pass up an opportunity to give a jab at Wade Miley. So we have a bonus one for relief pitcher. So I'm only going to give you three stats on here because strikeouts, that definitely helps way too much. So 15 saves, a 2.81 ERA, and a 1.22 WHIP. Your options: Scott Barlow, Richard Rodriguez, Dylan Floro, or Diego Castillo. Art, we're starting with you, and then David has a chance, or David has a guess after.
Okay, that is 15 saves. I'm going to say it's Castillo.
I'll say it's. We're the first two.
Scott Barlow, Richard Rodriguez, Dylan Floro, Diego Castillo.
Dylan Floro's name just keeps sticking in me like a thorn in my side. So I'll
He
just say
got
Dylan
15
Floro.
saves.
I don't think he did either, but
David got it!
Dylan Floro for the win. We're going Dylan Floro.
So why would the strikeouts have given it away?
I just felt like with
Wouldn't
pitchers,
for
it was
me.
a little bit more. It was a little bit more helpful.
Yeah.
I wanted to make the tiebreaker one something where it's just completely. Yeah,
those were tough, man. Those were really tough questions.
So they were all within 15 to 17 saves, a 2.6 to like a 3.1 ERA, and a similar WHIP.
All right,
That's
well,
tough.
I'm going to celebrate my win as my my wife. I need to log off, so I will wrap this up really quick here. Zach, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. An absolute blast, long overdue for us. So really appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. You guys were a lot of fun.
Thanks, man. And of course, you're always welcome back anytime. We love people like you that fit in with like we like doing here. But for people that are not familiar to you, that might be living under a rock, can you tell people where they can find you on Twitter and all the great stuff that you do?
Yeah, you can find me do the Draft Champions podcast at Draft Champagne. Find me there. My name's there at the bottom. Zach Roto is my tag on Twitter. That's about it.
All right, make sure you follow
Find me in the draft rooms where I have my gambling problem.
Let's go.
Yeah,
you got Doc's interest for sure there. But
hey, slide in the DMs of the Trip Play Fantasy account anytime you like some bets. I'm always happy to talk.
There we go.
I will. I'll take you up on that.
All
right, let's do it.
Everybody, we appreciate you watching, listening, however you consume Triple Play Fantasy each week. We truly appreciate you. Next week, we're going to dive into some more off-season content with another great guest. I'm sure it'll be another fun episode, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Until then, everybody stay safe, enjoy the playoffs, and we're going to make like a bread truck, and we're going to haul these buns. We'll catch you guys in the next one.